Okay, so we have our writing implements, we have our packets out, and we're looking at first string notes. Last week we did Sight Reader 1 on our Flipgrid. I hope you completed that, because that's what our good muffins do. And today we're going to do Sight Reader 2. I'll give you guys a clue. We're actually not learning any new notes today. Whew, thank goodness. But we are going to learn something new with these notes. So Sight Reader 2, I'm going to move this down to the bottom of the page so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, so Sight Reader 2. We're going to label these with our fingerings as well as the letters. Okay. And if you are still confused about this, which some of you I know are, like sometimes it just takes a couple weeks for everyone to understand. The key is looking at the top of the page. So really, like if your brain just goes super duper wonky with the dots, look at the top of the page and just look at it until you understand it and you get it. And if you still don't get it, you can you can stick around on the call with me and I will be happy to explain it 500 ways, because we're going to be spending all year on this. We might as well get it done now. Okay, so we have the letter E, which is that dot that's in the top space, which is also our open E on our highest string. And that just so happens to be the first note on Sight Reader 2. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I have the note E, and I'm going to do a little copy and paste here. I think if I pressed Option, ooh, there we go. Okay, now here I have 4 E's. But here's the thing. Anyone know, like, why does this note looks different? It just doesn't look like these notes up here. These are dots. We learned that those are 1, 2, 3, 4, and that kind of made sense. But what's different about this one? Does anyone know? You can turn on your microphone and tell me if you want. Anyone know? We have any smarties in the house? Layla says it's 1 beat. That's actually a pretty good guess. It's not the right answer, but it was a very valiant guess. Anyone else have a guess? Jet says it's 4 beats. And Jet, you are correct. And here's why it's 4 beats. It's called a whole note. And think about it like this. This note E represents a musical dollar. You guys ever get one of those dollar coins? You can get those, right? Dollar coin. It's a dollar coin. Okay? And a dollar coin is worth 4 quarters. Okay, so a whole is worth 4 quarters, or a dollar is worth 4 quarters, however you want to think of it. So this E counts for 4 beats, but it's like one thing. Okay, so I'm going to put E, and then I'm going to put dash, dash, dash. Because I know that I'm going to have to play 1 E, but like kind of think 3 extra things. And I would even say this. So I'm going to perform this E. E, 2, 3, 4. And I said 2, 3, 4. So it represents all 4 notes. The first one representing the first one. Okay. And you guessed what the fingering is. The fingering is just a big old 0. By the way, if you received a 0 on your Flipgrid, make sure you go and get it. Get that done. Okay. So that's an open E. Nice big 0. That should be pretty easy. Okay, this next one, and you guys are following along with me, you guys are writing this down. The second one is a G, and put in the chat box which fret the G is. Ooh, which fret is this G? The answer is on the screen currently. Nice, we have a bunch of 3s, Yay, good job, 3. The G is 3, okay? This is the same thing. It's a higher note. It's a G. I put G dash 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 because when I play that, I put my finger on the 3rd fret and I go G, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 beats long. Okay, next one. This is not a G. Put it in the chat box what you think this letter is. If you look at the screen, I just gave you the answer. It's F. Good. Good, Alex. Good, Evan. Good, Jet. Good, Mia. Yay. Good muffins. All right, you guys keep up this participation. I really like this. Okay, we have an F, and that is, of course, at the first fret. Okay, and then, hey, okay, one of the things in music that I want you guys to be thinking about is whenever you see something and you're like, I know what that is, trust yourself that you know what that is, and just like do it the same as it happened before. So anytime you see like something exactly similar, it's almost always going to be the same. So here we go. This looks exactly like this one, which means that I can literally copy over the same stuff. So I'm going to copy over this. It's the third fret. It's a G. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Clicked on the wrong thing. Clicking on the wrong thing, Mr. Dean. There we go. And it's the third fret. Okay, I'm gonna perform this first line for you guys to the best of my ability. I'm going to count at the same time. You must count when you do this. It's actually teaching you how to slow down your music. But now sometimes a lot of my students like get really nervous and they want to like play it fast. Like, oh, I can play it faster. Like this isn't about playing it fast. This is about playing the note and counting the full value. Okay, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes the G. 2. Here comes the F. F. 2, 3, 4. G. 2, 3, 4. Now, if you just were going to play the notes, you could do. That's not how it goes at all. You're going to have to force yourself to count. And during your flip grid on Friday, which guess what is going to be Sight Reader 2. Part of my grading, I'm going to have you count. You have to say the beats, say it while you play it. I'm going to do it one more time. So it goes E, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then the second line. Let's jump into the second line. Oh man, we have a moving part. Everyone in the chat box, why don't you guys go ahead and type in what letters you believe these are. Very nice, Layla Fifi. If you are typing in Fifi, you are doing, yes. Good job, John. Good job, Allison. Good job, Alex. You typed in Fifi, you have typed in the right thing. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add that. Now, if you have not typed anything, oh, geez. We're going to go F, E, F, E. I'm going to nudge it down just the slightest bit. Good. Okay. And then underneath it, if you have not typed in the chat box yet, I would like you to type in the fingering. So if you don't have to type this in, Layla, Allison, John, Devin, Alex, Jet, Jordan, Max, Camden, Aiden, Mia, and Nicholas, you guys get to chill for a second. Let's see, what should our fingerings be for that? Ethan got it. Kalia got it. 1 for F, 0 for E, 1 for F, 0 for E. There we go. Oops, I just highlighted everything blue. Wait a minute, I recognize something. We've seen that note before. We've seen that note before. That's a, let's see. Okay, so let's take a look at the top line. We've seen measures like this before. We have our first measure, our second measure, our third measure, and our fourth measure. Which measure does this second measure look like? It's a G. It's a G3, exactly. And it should look like the second measure. Look, it looks like literally the measure right above it. So I hope that your musical eyes saw the similarity, and then you're like, oh, I know what to do with that. Oh, geez. That's the sort of thing that we want. Oh, I just realized if I do edit undo, it highlights every single thing. That's really annoying. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. I want to be able to copy this. There. And we go like this. G, 2, 3, 4. Right? Okay. Moving on. Hey, we have another of these quarter notes, 4 quarter notes. Okay. The fingering, I'm going to go a little bit faster. Here, the fingering, of course, is 3. Whoops. 3, 1, 3, 1. And why don't you guys type in the chat box what the notes are? Yay, Layla. Yay, Alex. Alex is like a guitar pro by this point. G, F, G, F. And then we finish off with an E. This is a thrilling one. We finish off with an E. Okay. I'm going to show you how the second line works. Okay. The hardest part about the second line is that it's going to feel like it's faster, but it's not. It's the same tempo. It's just that the notes are going to be happening a little bit quicker than before. And let me switch over my camera here so that you guys can see what I'm doing with my fingers. And I should be able to switch to here. Boop. There we go. And it goes like this. Okay, so I have 1, 0, 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, G, F, G, F, E, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play that again. I'm just going to say the letters. So it goes F, E, G, 2, 3, 4, G, F, G, F, E. Okay. I would like to demonstrate the whole thing for you. I'd like everyone to just I know some of you guys have been kind of playing along. We're echoing Mr. Dean at home. I actually want you to just pay a little extra attention to this round. Because when I switch over to the second line, there's a couple things that have to happen. You have to be saying the numbers. If you aren't saying the numbers, your brain will turn inside out and backwards, and you'll just stop and you won't know what to do. I've seen it happen to many students over the years. So here we go. I'm going to start from the top. Okay. I'm going to start with that E, and I'm going to say the letters, and I'm going to say the words 2, 3, 4. That is the secret. If you're not saying 2, 3, 4, you're going to get lost. So here I go. I'm going to go like this. E, 2, 3, 4, second measure. G, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4, fourth measure. G, 2, second line. F, E, G, 2, 3, 4. G, F, E, 2, 3, 4. I know it doesn't seem fast. But there's one thing that your eyes are going to need to do. Your eyes are going to need to be following along with our music here, right, as we're going across. And then they're going to need to jump. They're going to need to jump all the way down here. Does that make sense? So the end of this line is the beginning of this line. It's just like reading. It's just like reading a book, right? Except that there's just so much more in the line there. So your eyes are going to have to get used to it. And probably while you're saying 2, 3, 4 on this G, your eyes are already down here. Right? So I'm going G, skip, 3, 4, F, E, F, E. And I know I'm going real specific with this, but it's going to be particularly helpful when you are learning this on your own.